No, no,
Nah,
because
I
I
don't.
server muted you because you were echoing. Like we
What
couldn't
was
have a
that?
conversation properly because you weren't at your computer.
All we heard was, and there goes my pants.
Oh dear.
And that was it. And then I hit the server mute. I
So,
used my power for good.
so is everyone here and ready to play?
Yep.
I am. I am sorry that you had to hear that particular statement.
Good times. Anyways, welcome back to Strayfinder, everybody. Last time the party finished up dealing about in Fafnir, and then ended up going to the Spear of the Ancients to well, it turned out the Bodhi was taking them to see their mom, her mom, anyways. And one thing that happened was she led them right to the entrance, and then because she showed everyone where the entrance was, the guardian told them that after they were done, all their minds would have to be wiped to the location. Fun times for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Aside from that, they had just entered the Great Hall called Himera's Rest and beheld Himera, the last Titan who has been asleep for like 5 millennia. Did I miss anything?
Don't think so.
We made a bunch of rock and stone jokes, but
Yeah, well, that was in the Discord, not in the game.
Yeah.
If it were in the game, you would have been told off by now.
Yep. You're in the Great Hall called Himera's Rest. An entire legion of gargoyles is watching your every move, and that's pretty much where we left off. And Corlia is taking a nap. All this old stuff makes her sleepy. She go to bed now.
Yeah.
She go to bed in her like now G cup tits.
Just enormous boobages.
she
Yep.
has breast pillows.
It's true. Bodhi looks totally choked up at seeing her again. Oh my gosh. I mean, a crazy part of me hoped that she would just already be awake and waiting. You know, I knew that something had to be done first.
Your mom's really pretty, Bodhi.
Thank you.
So, do you have any idea of what it is you need to do, Rudy?
Brew some coffee?
She's going to look around. Like, is all of the gargoyles currently around totally still statued, or are there any others that are awake that weren't last time?
Because a bunch of new people are here, the Legion is awake.
Okay.
They awake whenever anyone other than kin have entered this place. And the other times that that's happened, well, the various skeletons on the floor can tell you what happened to them.
Of course, of course. Bodhi will announce that those that travel with her are people who are good, and they've done great duties in the name of Ashea. There's a great darkness that's come upon us. It's time for Mum to wake up.
Alright, well,
You gargoyles really like cavernous things. Must be for perching.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed the general size that this place has to accommodate, but it gives us a lot of nooks to lean off of. And Bodhi's going to flap up to her mum and take a look.
And perch.
Beside her.
alright, well,
Not on her.
well, at Bodhi's announcement, the gargoyles will slightly relax, but weapons are still trained on them. But at least, you know, various bows and stuff like that aren't being actively drawn.
Yeah.
Just have Anne Orlando's archers everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
Everyone
no.
simultaneously hears the sound of 100 clunk as a bow, as the string is drawn back.
Oh, hey. Can I borrow one of those?
Shut up.
One of the gargoyles is now Dragon Hunter Go. You can't stop me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Aw. But he looks sad and will inspect her mother up close.
Is Volan jacking off?
I don't know.
Sorry, that was unintentional.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
No, serious. I was trying to click sense motive, and that's yeah.
Mm. Yeah, no, you can only sense one particular kind of motive with a performing sex check, I'm afraid.
Just Volan just starts humping the air.
What? My legs get sleepy. I'm gonna pray.
How else do I keep this ass this perky? It's thrusting.
It's no younger ass though.
No. But he's gonna, perch beside her mum and do a little bit of praying. And ask for a little bit of divine guidance.
Okay. As you sit down next to your mom and start praying, you suddenly become incredibly sleepy. Are you going to try to fight this?
Yes. Well, actually no, last time I slept, a Shea came in a dream. I'm gonna take the risk and allow sleep to take me.
Hang on. My Discord is frozen.
Oh. It's like, there it comes, that fucking, the massivest risk. The thing that she's the most afraid of is not being the one to choose to go to sleep. Be like, oh, is it happening again?
Come on.
Yep.
Has gained fear naps.
Dude, basically, it's like, shit, if she is not the one choosing to go to sleep herself, then it can only be like one of two things, and one of them is the unlikely intervention of a god, and the other one is also the unlikely reslumbering of her race. It's like, it's a coin flip either way.
Oh, I think I just found the perfect way to fuck with Bodhi. Just us out in like the middle of the forest. She goes to sleep. All of us like put on like gray hair dye and shit like that. Have everything destroyed. Have me bring out just a bunch of like eroded weapons like that. And when she wakes up, Bodhi, you've been asleep for 100 years.
Into which you respond, only 100? Okay, wow, I'm amazed you guys all hung around. You're all squishy and mortal and stuff. Adventure awaits.
The most unfazed.
And
Yeah,
the
if
bird
it were 1,000, it'd be like, if she was surrounded by skin, she'd be like, fuck, it happened again. But 100 years is like, that is admittedly like a proper sleep back in the day. Back in the day. The good old days.
Alright, well, I've recovered.
matter the bird approved of my joke.
The bird's on the other side of the room now. Not literally right next to me. Anyways, so yeah, you're gonna go to sleep, and then you feel your consciousness being drawn somewhere else. And as you do, you feel the mental presence of your mom, and you enter her dream. It's like the first time. Well, you as a player would know this. It feels like the first time entering Anne Orlando. This place is made for a creature and a mind far greater than your own. And there are great vaunted spires of thought and dream. And then as you go further and further, you find further and deeper into the dream, you find your mom sitting on sitting on a perch, looking at an old memory.
Bodhi will flap on over nervously and perch beside her. Hi, Mom.
Bodhi, darling, it's been so long since you entered my dreams. I Wait, have you actually gone here since you've woken up? I think that was the first thing you said you did.
The very first thing she did was check to see if everyone else was up, and upon discovering that they weren't, essentially made her official little goodbyes, and she'll be back when the time is right.
Or has it been so long? I don't know. This dream state makes centuries feel like minutes, and minutes stretch on for millennia.
My last visit was a particularly short one, and, well, my own scale is a little bit thrown off. I've been spending time around mortals. They're interesting. They're strange. Something about mortality very much inclines them to risk.
Yes, they weren't as prolific in our day as they seem to be now.
They are generally the be-all end-all as far as it's concerned. I've seen mortals capable of achieving some pretty terrifying things these days, but, leaving them to it for the most part. I'm sorry that it's been a while since I've actually come for a proper talk, but some stuff has happened, and it might be time to wake up soon.
Hmm. Well, this news would be rather dire then. You know that if I awake, Volardrin can find me rather easily.
At the moment, there's an arch traitor of Ashea, alive or not alive, but on the move. And what we can only assume is some kind of god on a moon is not as destroyed as first assumed and trying to make its moves and do great harm to this world. If you're all asleep, then it might well be that you'll never get the opportunity to awaken.
I understand what you mean, but an arch traitor of Ashea seems to be something that she would be more concerned with. And, well, as for the other issue, I am not certain exactly what you mean, but I do know that of a creature like that that was imprisoned during the war in heaven. But again, if Volardrin still has the ears of the gods above, then I cannot awaken. If I wake up, then all of the protective wards placed on this area will snap.
How much do I know of Veladrin?
That's the Elven god.
Right. The one that's dead?
Very dead. And eaten.
Super dead.
Yes. Veladrin is gone, and has been for some time. Eaten and dead.
Eaten?
Consumed.
What of the dark seed within him?
I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, elves themselves as a race are basically extinct. The first signs of the turning was actually that some of their corpses rose angry in temples, speaking of their master's revenge.
It was not his wayward children I was talking about. Volardrin, well, used to be good, but during the fall of the Titans, you have no idea how tempted I was to say Titanfall. That was going to be fun. But during the
Titanfall.
during the fall of the Titans, there was something off about him. I fear that something happened to him during the war in heaven.
Alright, how much do I know of the Dark Seed? Would that be related to that, evil core I had the Inquisitors, keep a hold of?
No, it's just one. You can make me a religion check if you like.
Sure. Seems like a thing I'm pretty decent at. Does anyone want to give me advantage? That face.
While you're in someone's dream.
Yeah, I know.
It's a meta thing.
It's also not a thing. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you did the thing. You broke the DC of 20. Good job, you did it.
Woo!
Yay.
Yeah, I give people inspiration. Inspiration's the thing that I do. It's just I don't give it out that much. I should give it out more now that I think about it. But anyways, what you'll know is that there are a few religions, especially the heretical persecuted religion of Ariona, the god that humans believed betrayed, the human god that was a consort of Verlardrin, that humans believe betrayed them, and so now her religion is hunted down with uh, great amount of wrath. Well, um, what their belief is that Vol'Ardrin was corrupted by something, and that the the formerly good god was not in control of his faculties when he corrupted the dark elves. Well, corrupted the elves into dark elves. They call this the seed of darkness. Something twisted around his heart that drove him mad. Of course, humans just believe he was always mad, and so
Yeah.
try to burn all the books that or any other opinion.
Yep. I mean, personally, Bodhi is inclined to just think the elves are all jerks and they suck. But I confess that as far as all things are concerned, this dark seed hasn't been seen or heard of for ever, maybe.
Hmm.
If anything, it would be these servants, these, fallen servants that might be a harbinger of darker things. And then Bodhi's going to try and sort of push an image out. I remember beneath the Dryad's place, there was like this ancient door with a language that she didn't even understand.
Yeah. You can actually feel Hemera. You can feel your mom's mind kind of seeping into yours and absorbing, because when you woke up last time, you didn't even know about what happened to the elves. So she wasn't able to, find out much. But this time she goes through, and you feel your mom's very gentle mind prod yours. And like being linked with her mind it's like listening to the oldest an old and very very powerful song that brings to you a wellspring of emotion you haven't felt since the good old days 5 millennia ago.
Yep. Big tearful Bodhi face.
Ooh.
All right, and she sifts through um, your knowledges and is especially interested in what happened with the humans. So the humans took care of Ariana, took care of Volardrin. That's interesting. I had not thought Ariana's little pets to ever gain this amount of power.
It's a strange situation overall. I wish there were a better way to describe it, but things just all came to a head together.
Hmm. I like your thoughts on the Wolfkin. They seem nice.
Bodhi will pause. There's obviously like that moment of mixed like reluctance to like actually admit it. Yes, they are. They're very, very driven as well, which can be hard work. It was never really my specialty to be particularly social with them, but I'm trying.
Yeah, you get the feeling your mom just likes dogs.
Yeah.
And Lirelai, while this is happening, you can like look around and see like most of the gargoyles eye you with suspicion, but there is one particularly tall one that seems to be looking at you with more curiosity than anything else. She's about she she's about on a all these gargoyles are on like different not spheres, different heights above you. She
Yes.
appears to be like twice as tall as Bodhi and is
Wow.
on like a story above you.
Wow.
She's
So
like
big.
she's like 14 feet tall.
It's
Giant.
Bodhi's little sister.
It totally can be if
Bodhi's
Yeah,
little
sure.
sister
I
is
love the irony.
gigantic.
Yeah, I love that irony.
It's
I
good.
can totes climb that.
I'll wave.
she kind of looks around like to either side to make sure you're waving at her, and then she'll like with like take a hand off of the weapon she's holding and just kind of slowly wave back.
There's that slow, like, who, me? Like the silent point in mouth. Me?
Less the point and more like looking to the sides and realizing, oh yeah, I'm super big, so I have like my own little alcove here, and there's no one else here.
Oh, my younger brother's taller than me, Rob, don't worry.
Both of my little brothers and all my little siblings are shorter than me. Get out of here. Anyways.
Crash.
So back to Hemera and Bodhi.
Mm.
That is very interesting. And this Red Queen, the one who devoured the fallen god's essence, has she manifested any strange tendencies? Maybe, and then like images of just like wanton destruction and chaos just kind of rampant through your mind.
No. That's. Sorry, I keep imagining this big, like, angry goose. And it honks occasionally.
Damn it.
I don't know what that
Fucking
is.
damn it.
Is that a cow?
It is. It's.
I really
it's,
think it's
no,
not a
it's
cow.
a horn.
Or a horn?
That is our fire department's fire alarm.
It just sounds like the end of a cow mooing.
Mm.
Horn.
Which
Just
end of
used
the
to
cow
that
is
drink a
mooing?
lot.
The front or the back?
Oh no!
Load
Uh.
again, Timmy.
Amazing. Incredible.
Amazing.
Oh, that's kind of rude, but I always make the joke that they just have a retarded kid named Timmy, and they have him blow the horn occasionally.
It's like when a trucker goes past and you do the pull motion, and sometimes they will do it, and then give an old lady on the street a fucking heart attack. That happened a lot. I lived in London, and occasionally there would just be one of those lorries that carry 8 cars on them. And you do the honky horn motion, and their one is a very loud horn. And there was this fucking little family next to me as I did it, and they had no idea that this was coming, so they would have still fucking lost their shit and fell over. It's a good time.
Oh no.
Yeah, take that, random people.
Fuck random people.
Yeah, exactly, they suck.
I said fuck, not suck.
Whatever. Regardless, let's see here. I don't know of anything like that personally, do I?
Nah.
No, she's managed to maintain a reasonable quantity of sanity so far as I'm aware. No surprisingly massive super doomy wars have occurred. Indeed, the only thing they happen to be doing is going out of their way to protect dragons. Ah, speaking of dragons, I made a friend. And then I will imagine the fucking airship. Humans have really come a long way, and looks like dragons been helping out with that.
They used to live in huts made of mud.
I know. They've come a long way.
They just have a mental image of Volan doing the Cabbage Patch.
That's the hustle.
Yeah. The only thing the Red Queen's done since then, if you guys forgot, was when the orcs invaded the south and like conquered half of the Wolfkin land. She was very mad about it.
Yeah. So far, all she's done is be responsibly mad at people doing bad things. Which seems like a good ruler thing.
Bob, all the Eldar are dead. Your people killed all the elves in this setting. You're fine. Calm down.
but I want to know what elves taste like.
Not one of those conversations again. It was already creepy enough with the what does orc baby taste like.
Wait, this has happened before?
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
conversation that came up in Save and Box.
Oh.
Alright.
You were part of that conversation. Indeed, I believe you were also one of the driving factors of it would be a wasteful eat otherwise.
Good God.
Was I part of this?
No, again, it's a
No.
savings game.
Okay.
Ugh.
Fuck.
Look, I play a grumpy old pirate man in that. It's
And none of our characters are nice people in it. Like, holy shit.
Well, then that's slightly different.
I should got DCL up. I'm kind of sad the old man didn't let him die. And happy at the same time, otherwise we wouldn't have gotten those double nat 20s.
We wouldn't have gotten, I believe it was 45 straight minutes of ass talk. I nearly said ass play, and that would have been terrible. That's not what happened. 45 straight minutes of ass play live on Twitch.
Oh,
Uh,
my.
The 5 of us just started doing that. It was great. Everyone was there.
Ass play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kanathis, all the elves are dead. All of them. Yep. Everyone. I
It's a
killed off
shame.
an entire race in my setting. That's what I did. Yep. Nope. Yep.
No, there are a few
It's too
around.
bad.
but
Now
they're
you can't have any elven fuck slaves around.
If only
That's
I
what they're
had,
good for, right? That's what
I
elves are
mean-
for, right?
If only I had thought of that when I created this world. But a pity I'm just so dumb about that. Yep. Moving on.
See, it's the weird thing. It's like when you got partway into that over explanation, I suddenly started thinking, wait, is it not sarcasm? No, okay, everything's
It
fine.
sounds like sarcasm, but
and then for a moment it didn't, and then I was confused, and then it sounded like sarcasm again, and everything was fine.
Yeah, that was the point. Alright then.
Oh, wow, they're bringing out the big boy truck. It must be a big fire.
It's got some big boy moves.
Hey Rem, did you start the fire? Or was it always burning?
Since the world's been turning.
That's what he was doing with his pants.
Of course. Goodbye, pants. I won't need you. It's very warm here next to this raging fire.
God, I thought we said we wouldn't talk about that.
I mean, it was a very funny thing to say.
I mean, I'm not wearing any because who wears pants indoors in their own home? It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants or shirt.
On the bright side, I've been home alone for the past 5 days.
Why are you not constantly freeballing? I don't get it.
I neither confirm nor deny on Twitch.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. But I think it might be okay to wake up, and there's a far greater darkness out there waiting.
See, look, totally asleep. I even
Yep.
put a little icon up there.
Yep.
She's going to, withdraw from your mind and then sit there for a little bit, thinking. So, you say that Volardrin is dead, and it seems that the world has moved on. And, well, mine and my siblings' children have been waking up staggeringly, rather than in a staggered way, rather than all at once.
Neat. I still feel that there was a reason for that, and it's likely one divine.
And I saw through your memory that you brought friends.
That's right. They've been good companions all the way through.
Now it's a mental image of them all doing silly dances.
And no, it's just a mental image whenever Bodhi thinks of Voland is that one time where she caught him digging for gold.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sticking his nose.
When did I do this?
No, picking your nose. Isn't it? It's like, we've got brave Maya, brave Marlem, brave Corlia, brave Voland, and it's just Voland with a fucking thumb up his nose. I'm gonna get you!
What, with one hand up my nose, the other hand with my giant fuck off hammer scratching my back.
Yes, simultaneously.
Huh. Did you always have that very fat pigeon? No, I'm kidding.
Hmm.
Bad. Bad.
Your mount is rather, plump.
Obese.
Yes, I believe it's just to meet the requirements for lifting me. I am quite heavy as well.
I don't remember crafting that one.
No, that was actually a gift from Ashea. It's very nice of her.
Well, I'm glad to see that the Vengeance Goddess. Yeah. Oh wait, when did you actually swear your oath? When was that? When you woke up and swore vengeance on everything, or was that during the war? The
It would have been
war!
during the war, which is where she
The
still
war!
where she still has her like just unabashed angries about the elves, even though she's like, you know, in the face of this information, should be easy to let it go. But like someone who has been in the war, it is not that easy to let go. So she's still like, fucking elves.
I'm glad the goddess still looks after her own.
So am I.
Yes, she always quite liked the her wild hunts. It's a pity that the war in heaven distracted her long enough for Volardrin to do his work. I wonder what lies he told her that he was able to get away with it for so long.
Want some fuck?
Would that I know?
No, Rem, that was the lie he told Ariona. The only one who's ever managed to successfully bang a Shea is Etsuna. And that was after like 15,000 years of pestering.
just an endless attempt at the woo.
If I give you a handy, will you go away? Yes!
It was the angriest hate fuck that spawned like a nebula. It was great.
Stars are exploding.
Didn't matter at 6.
You know, when there's that whole like people get turned into avatars of a god or a goddess because the god has like been broken, so pieces of them are flung away into the ether. It's like after they were done, there was suddenly like 20 Etsuna avatars. Like, what the fuck? Why is this sliver of divine radiance in me? It's just pieces of smashed out pelvis.
Let me smash.
Got some blue.
Bitches act blue.
Alright. Well, it seems that the world has changed a lot while I've been slumbering. Volardrin dead, well, what should have been. You know, Red? Well, I looked in your memories, but it is very strange that the Red Queen did not ascend when she had the opportunity.
I mean, there's
She-
possibly a lot of reasons for it. What if she does have that sliver, and if she ascended, then, you know, that seed would actually do something evil? There's all sorts of reasons, but it could only just be guesses.
She inhibits a large amount of her power by remaining bound to this planet. Oh well. At least she doesn't seem overly, vindictive. Well, I say that, but there are no more elves around, so maybe she got it all out 200 years ago.
Perhaps. But you'll just kind of just sad I wasn't there for the end of it all. Yes. Would you be willing to wake again, Mother?
I think it's about time to wake up. And, well, if we don't, then this new age will simply pass us by, and the old ones will have no say in how the future is molded. and she's gonna lean down and kiss you on top of the head and just say, "It's time to wake up, Bodhi."
Meep.
Womp.
And Bodhi's eyes will also snap open.
Titan
Alright.
Mothers, now one line.
Welcome to
Alright,
the age
and-
of metal.
She will very slowly get up from her supine position and kind of stretch, and her knuckles will like graze the roof of the cave, and a huge stalactite will come like barreling down towards Bodhi before your mom just flicks it away.
Yes, there's just an excited looking Bodhi just sort of frozen to the spot.
She's going to just sit up and then lean down and pluck Bodhi up and put her on a shoulder.
There is a delighted Bodhi noise.
Perform tentacle dance is always good. It's a good tentacle dance. It's good for you.
Alluring squiggles.
Squiggles alluringly.
Eh. You aren't certain if gargoyles are capable of blushing, but you could swear that her stone turns slightly darker.
Hey.
So,
I feel like Bodhi like glances down at the group like, God damn it.
Why must you look so non-epic?
It's like my faithful companions, they've gone through great deeds to get here and stand beside me in this moment, and then there's just fucking everyone standing around. Marlum says you want some fuck, and Lirelai's doing a squiggle dance.
No, I
and
was
your
whispering
centaur,
that to Lirelai. Just like,
Yeah,
Lirelai,
okay.
say this.
And-
Water off.
and your centaur has fallen asleep in her own cleavage.
Yep.
Oh, we must look. This brought us home to meet her mom, and we look so disappointing.
Because I'm facing
Never
the wrong
come near
way.
me or my 1,000 daughters ever again.
Marlon, huh? You had daughters?
There are some there are some surviving gargoyles from like your aunts and uncles, but yeah, Hemera only made daughters.
Yep. And there's a whole other clan of them.
Every single gargoyle is a woman,
Mm-hmm.
or a woman with a penis. There is no men.
Well, you've met a male before in the hallway, but he wasn't made by Hemera.
Yep.
He was
different
made
kind.
by a Titan of War.
You could tell he had different stone.
Yeah, he was spiky.
Anywho, Hemera has sit up, plucked up Bodhi, and planted her on her shoulder, and is now looking down at the party with well, that look on her face.
Look at them, they're so small and mortal.
It's a good look.
It's a good look.
I will continue to dance.
Valerian will just look nervous around the giant woman and try not to drool.
No one can stop me when I start dancing.
No one can
Only
stop
I
the
can
swiggle.
stop me.
It's like the boots of endless dancing, except since you just have a squigglicious body with like just huge cleavage. It's the ripple test. It doesn't stop now because you've got momentum.
So this is the point in the MMO where in the serious scene, like all the player characters just spontaneously start doing stupid dance emotes.
Yeah, you took down the it's like big bosses turned up and everyone hit slash dance. So you have to dodge some circles, bitches.
Marlum, you don't find chickens, not even stone chickens.
Putting the cock in cockatrice.
Hemera will look down and say, "Hello, little ones. Thank you for befriending and looking after my daughter while I've been asleep. And then she's going to notice that Lirelai is not paying attention, is just dancing and looking at one of her other daughters, and then just will let out a surprisingly girlish giggle for such a large person. Oh, Kalara, I know you like the squiddly ones. You don't have to be here for this conversation if you don't want to be.
Squiddly. She likes the squiddly ones. Hmm.
Buddy's gonna do that thing where it's like, oh, Mom! Come on!
Mom, don't be cool. Don't be so cool about that. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're supposed
Let me
to
tell you
sternly
about how
disapprove.
You're supposed to disapprove at least a little bit.
All right.
Are you not pleased?
So the Kalara, the other gargoyle, and Bodhi's little sister will blush obsidian and will extend her very large wings and jump from the second rafter down to where Lirelai is, and and suggest that there is another part of the alcove for you two to go to while Mom and your friends are talking.
Oh my.
All right. So, unless you try to stop her, a very, very large gargoyle is going to pick you up and fly off in that direction.
I'm okay with being picked up by a giant gargoyle.
All right. So you're over here now.
He's just like pulling her hood down over her helmet and head. Ah.
Yep. When you get there, you will be informed that she has been on guard duty for 5,000 years, and she needs some release. It's gonna be
Oh
fun.
my.
All right. Hamera will giggle again when they leave, and then turn back to the rest of you. I believe that your tin-covered human friend is fallen over.
That happens to him a lot. He'll get up. Don't worry.
He's like a turtle. Sometimes they don't right themselves immediately. He needs momentum.
He's just pushing himself by his back legs along the floor, trying to look under crevices for chickens.
You know, I'm honestly surprised that he didn't start doing the funky chicken on the floor.
He's been like inhaling chemicals whilst making all of his
You know what?
inventions. They've fucked
I
him up a little
realize.
bit.
You know, I realize this is perfect. I can't get any broken bones because I don't have bones to break.
This is true. It's less snoo snoo and more squoo squoo.
I mean, you have something akin to bones keeping your musculature up, but other than that,
Cartilage.
yeah.
It's cartilage, which is flexible.
Yeah, it's fine.
Or crunchy,
It's fine.
depending on how much force is applied quickly. So, careful.
It's fine. Her, Bodhi's very hung hermaphroditic sister won't split you open completely. And
Oh my.
Wait, yep, okay, I remember. Corlia wakes up from being asleep in her own cleavage. Hooray!
Yay.
Still gotta open up roll 20.
Yeah. Mama done woken up.
Yeah.
Corlia, you're awake now. The Titan has woken up and Lirelai's been hauled off by Bodhi's little sister.
Titan Mom is now online.
You fell asleep in your huge tracts of land.
Yay.
It is a very convenient use when you just fold your arms and then, hey, look at that. Pillows.
Fold your arm. There's
Very
like
convenient.
the body's holding them up and she just slams her head down on it.
It's true. Actually, I don't think she's able to fold her arms anymore.
I mean, she can fold her arm underneath, but...
Sort of. That's very true, Vedlin.
Guess what, Lirelai? As far as you know, it's impossible for gargoyles to knock you up.
I'm not sure how they would.
Just come straight salt, so be careful.
Ah.
You're gonna get scoured.
still produce bodily fluids, but
Yeah.
anyways.
I know.
Just a stony slurry.
It's the hot equivalent of a McFlurry.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Everyone, I would like you to meet my
I guess it
mother,
would be just a
Homera.
kind of mineral oil, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's enough.
Hi, Mrs. Gogrel.
Oh, that's a big token.
This is a big girl.
She is quite the giant woman. Giant woman.
Homera will laugh. I have no last name. You named your last name Gargoyle, Bodhi.
Well, I mean, I sort of actually. That's just for making life easier
Yes.
with not as smart. Well, no, that's not even fair. Just people who don't speak Old Tongue. Actually, I go by Shell's daughter. I used to remember you being called Shale a bunch by Uncle Harrod.
This is true. Well, yes. Since we were the first in these lands, we never bothered with a last name. I do know it was taken up by elves, however.
Yeah, they had like lots of last names. Bodhi shrugs.
She's going to lean down a great big finger and give Madam Hoops a scritch.
And she will do the silent equivalent of cooing and ruffle up giant stone feathers.
I rather like the succubus you've taken with. Her tail is rather long.
Valerian will do the proudest little, like, a full body squiggle from tail tip to head. Why, thank you very much, and you're very big.
She is massive.
And you are very, very small.
But big word counts.
And not big enough.
Shut up, cheap man. I'm selling myself.
Bodhi will put Volan on the bit. You know, the eyes on you pose. Fucking try and float my mum, I'm right here. To heck you up with a hammer.
My hammer's bigger.
It isn't, actually. It doesn't have reach, bitch.
You both have nice hammers.
They are very nice hammers, though.
I'm totally not sketching your mom to make a statue.
Actually,
I feel like she would be totally touched by by statues. I'm not gonna lie, that seems like the appropriate gift.
What would that actually be? Would that we could make a giant candle? Would that be? I'm thinking a little bit too much into this.
It's like I've always thought that the like candle statue was a really horrible gift because it's like, oh, here is this beautiful effigy, and now you get to watch it slowly melt, its face becoming an indistinguishable gasp of horror as its head is slowly destroyed by flames.
Would a full? Well, it couldn't be a full. Would like the normal for us a huge statue just be like the equivalent to like her paperweight or a like. Oh, what is it? The things where you take a picture and it prints out a
printer.
No. The what is it called? The camera.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's the camera. That's the instant camera that instantly prints out a picture as soon as you press the button.
Oh, my brain isn't giving me that. I just think camera now. Oh well. Yeah,
It'd
no,
be
you
like
could make
that.
her. It would be like making her a macaroni pen holder to if you were
Yeah.
to just make a huge sized statue. She'd be like, oh, how cute.
Yeah.
I think they're drawing you.
Huh. How very... I shall take that as flattery.
I believe it to be so.
Also, when Volan said that he wanted to start doing the Macarena, I have not been able to get Cuban Pete out of my head since then. I don't know why I made that connection, but I just imagine Volan as soon as Hamera waking up, breaking out into Cuban Pete.
Bitch, do you want me to roll for it?
Do it.
What do you want me to roll, and what's my bonus?
Do you want to roll to have done it,
Yes.
or to stop yourself from doing it?
Quick, save me from the darkness.
Because you'll have to
Either
roll a
or.
perform check to do it.
I'd be more annoyed at
Hello?
how, not reverent and stuff they're being in this, like, pretty big moment in the history of ever, but I'm just too happy to be here.
To be fair, it's just Voland.
Yeah.
And, well,
Oh, it's
Lyra Lai
just
is being
Voland.
very reverent right now.
This is true, she's doing a different kind of worship, however. Well,
Listen,
you Cuban
she
beat it up
found-
pretty hard.
She found a very, very pent-up sister of yours.
Yep. She
I
likes a
actually-
Wrigley.
Yeah, she does like him regularly.
Oh my god.
Anyways. No, what Lirelai should totally do, just to make it, just to ruin the poor boys, you know, just everything forever, is just to send just to turn on her little crystal. Hey Jesse, watch this.
Please don't.
Just
No.
just immediately dies from how quickly the blood rushes from his head.
You will
Oh,
literally
dear.
kill your waifu.
Let me
Ah.
show you the dance of my people.
To be fair, a similar thing happened to Lirla last time. It was just with the sisters instead.
This is true. Smutty shows all around.
But yeah. So as soon as Hamera wakes up, Voland is doing the Cuban Pete. You have no idea where he got the maracas or the hat, but he's doing it.
I wish I could open it right
Um,
now, but I'm streaming.
Ah, I knew I shouldn't have invented those.
Maya is very quickly looking up from her sketch and has said hi, and then Thalarian has been complimented by Hamera. Corlia, what are you doing?
Making food IRL.
Nope.
So in character, I guess that means drinking your own milk.
She just finished having a nap. She has to have a wake-up drink.
Let's go with
Yeah.
that, yeah.
So Corlia has popped open her top and is doing that. And Marlon, what are you doing?
I asked her a question.
What is your point of view on
You on
fried
fried
chicken?
chicken? Yes.
I do not know what that is. Also, hello, little one. And then we'll look at Maya.
Hi. Sorry, but can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear
Go
you.
ahead, hi.
Oh, it stopped bleeping when I come off push to talk. So.
It does that to me too. I get confused as well.
Sorry, I know this is kind of rude, but would you mind just turning a little more sideways? I didn't finish my preliminary sketch before Bodhi woke you up.
She'll blink and then kind of glance at Bodhi and then give you a soft smile. Oh, sure. Is this good? And she turns slightly.
Yeah, that's great.
Bodhi is so embarrassed at introducing her mum to everyone. She's too cool.
Yeah, your mom has always been. You guys can tell that her mom way less uptight than Bodhi is.
Yeah.
But Bodhi is also a paladin of vengeance.
Yeah, Bodhi is a very intense person, and then her mum is not. She is so fucking flighty.
Yeah, her mom was the artist of the Titans, so that's why all of her daughters are so statuesque.
Wait, does that mean I get to start doing a conga line with the gargoyles?
No. You can do a conga line with Marlem, a breastfeeding Corleia, and Madam Hoots. It'll be great.
Madam Hoots does
No.
rock the maracas.
Marlem nopes. He's still
Nope.
looking for the elusive
Nope.
stone chicken.
So I know you got one.
Rock chicken. Every species has a eating fowl.
There's even an extremely like arrogant one that the elves eat. So yes,
Peacocks.
yes.
Yes.
There are now no peacocks either. Just they died out with elves.
It turns out the Marlem's people equated peacocks with elves, so they killed them too.
Yeah. I love it. That is now canon.
You know what? Sure. I don't care.
I know.
All right. Anyways,
Hey, Mum, since you've woken up, do you think anyone else will then? There are still a whole bunch of us scattered out there.
yes. I actually did that as soon as I woke up. I sent out a. Well, I guess you can just say I reached out and touched every one of their minds and told them it's time to wake up. They'll all return here shortly. And then we'll go see about introducing ourselves to this dragon and king. Is that what it was? Yes, the king of the Wolfkin.
Right.
He's good people.
He may actually just be Wolfkin Marcus.
Uh,
The first thing that happens is
God.
just
friend
friend
or foe?
Foe.
Yeah, and then
I
she
There's
just,
no
just-
escaping Marcus.
I
He's
mean-
now in every game.
and
No,
then she just
not-
Monty Pythons him with a foot.
Yeah, not Rogue Trader Marcus. We're talking about 70 Marcus.
Oh.
Friend or foe?
Rogue Trader Marcus would just have a very, very large, would meet a Titan by trying to find he sees a Titan coming and he goes, all right, so I need to have a peacock. Yes, I know that we made them extinct, but no, we need to get a peacock, and then we need a mage to make it the giantest peacock ever. I will not have someone sit at my table and not be properly fed, damn it. Where's all the gold shavings? I need like entire gold bars of shavings on this thing.
He also needs to wear a hat that just adds the extra height to match Hibera's height.
No, I actually have.
It's being held up with scaffolding.
Friend or foe? Foe, I can make you friend.
Actually, I think the character of Rogue Trader Marcus is like everyone's like drunken king's brother.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like there's the king, and then
Right.
there is the drunken king's brother.
No, just to make it confusing, the former High King forgot that he named his first son Marcus, so he named his second son Marcus as well.
Nice. Of course.
All right, hang on.
Hang on.
Here we go. Here is the hat that Marcus 2 has to use to be able to
Marcus
match Chimera.
2.
Marcus 2.
Oh no!
Of course, yes.
I know what this one is.
Yep.
He is the most important. He has the most hats.
That's how it works. I mean, the guy with the
Nice.
biggest hat is the most important person.
Or he just has a hat, one for one that comes from every different culture on the planet.
Also pretty cool.
And at the very top is a fruit hat.
Wait, you just discovered a new continent? Get me a hat.
Do they have headwear? No, barbarians, purge them all. All right. Anyways,
How can it be a,
That's my
proper
favorite.
culture without the proper headgear?
all
Been
right,
living in sin.
We must
Anyways.
teach these barbarians.
Anyways. So, your mom's woken up, and she's met everyone. Marlum is looking for chickens. Corlia is drinking of herself. Maya's sketching. Volan is doing Cuban Pete. Thalarin is trying to hit on your mom, and Madame Hoots is hooting. And Lear lies off getting boned by your sister.
Yep. She's just like,
She's
I
being
wish I could be surprised. I wish I could be surprised.
Wait,
And you-
guys. Are you telling me literally is getting her world rocked by Bodhi's
Ah.
sister?
Okay, one second. I have what ranged attacks have I got available
Really?
right now?
Lear a lie.
Alright, so it's like I use my mother's own shoulder as a brace for the gigantic longbow and just fucking destroy him from on high.
Does Voland actually say that?
It's like I'm sure the family of the family of gargoyles never got tired of rock puns about 6,000 years ago.
PvP. Alright. So, yeah. You have just been told that all the gargoyles are waking up. Oh no, Maya's is frozen. No. Yep, all the gargoyles are waking up and making their way back here.
Delightful. Oh, would you be able to let the door guard know that it's okay to not wipe their minds?
Oh, of course, we don't. That will no longer be necessary.
Thank you. It's like just a little bit smug, but it turned out okay. Yeah, no, there's no way that an entire race of fucking rock people haven't heard every stone pun ever. All of them, forever and ever and ever.
In several languages.
Yeah. There's probably, like, you know how Eskimos have, like, 47 words for snow? I imagine that it's just, like, they have 63 sentences for rock pun.
Yeah, most likely. Hang on, I'm doing something. No, where to go? If I could ever find... That'd be nice.
I've missed
Also,
having a bunch
wait
of
for-
sisters around. It'd be nice.
Yes, out of all the ones that, all of the children that were taken out during the war, I know it is selfish, but I am glad that the most who survived were my own children. I'm glad to see that your sister in, what do they call that town? Leakston? Loxton?
So when
Least-
Lorelei gets a nosebleed.
Is still alive.
Oh, yes,
She
she has
seems-
a girlfriend. It's very
Well,
nice.
she seems incredibly like she used to. I'm glad to see that she hasn't changed.
As am I. Let's see here.
Though she always did agree with you on the whole subject of, well, relations with mortals. I wonder what she found along the way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not their fault. I just don't find people who die like really that attractive. It's a weird mental put-off thing.
Understandable. I was merely remarking that unless she changed her mind, hers would be immortal.
It's true. Hers is a ghost, totally immortal.
A ghost?
Yep.
Huh. Yep, I'm not finding the token I needed. I suck. Oh, well.
If I remember rightly,
Well, she was
ghost-
actually a lich, by the way.
Lich, sorry, yes. Undead lives in a necklace sometimes.
Well, I should very much like to meet her someday.
Heck, I'm sure you'll get a chance if she heard the call to arrive. Might get an opportunity to introduce her girlfriend to the family. She will look faintly amused at that part.
And what an extensive family indeed. She suddenly finds out that she has 512 sisters-in-law.
Audio pause. There are only 512 of us left?
Of my children, yes, there are more. Um, None have died in our sleep, but uh, we only have a scant 300 of the entirety of my entire race's other children, all of your cousins.
Dang. Brody will pout a bit and then sort of do the like neck burrow thing.
Yeah. She's just gonna raise a hand and gently pat you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna shift a little bit, and you're just going to be covered in remarkably soft hair. You're kind of nestled like
She's just
right
a
there
head.
now.
She's just a head peeking out from beneath the
Yeah.
hair curtain, and she's okay with that. It's been a fair few years since she's gotten to indulge.
Getting a roost on.
Yep. Fucking damned fine roost. You can't beat the mother of all gargles without also being like a fucking sweet roost.
Well, not the mother of all gargoyles,
Well,
just the
the
mother
mother of
of
her
yeah,
gargles.
yeah. Yeah. Maya, by the way, you were just informed you're not gonna get mind wiped. Not sure if you were around for that. I think your Discord was still crashed.
Correct.
Yeah, you're all in the clear.
All right. So, is there anything you guys would like to ask Himera? She seems content to, for now, to pose Maya and um, do a very very giant version of cuddling with daughter.
Yep.
It's hard because she's so big, but she's real good at it.
Indeed. Plenty of practice. And even Buddy will even like shift all of her armor into the bag of holding so that she can chill in proper comfort.
What can you tell us mortals about the world before?
All right. So I'll answer. I'll just assume the one who asked will go in order there.
Or Well-
What would you like to know about the world before? The entire tale would take days or weeks.
I
much
suppose
shorter
just-
than I thought it'd be.
I suppose just highlights for now.
Okay, that's still hours.
I guess what were some of the major civilizations, some of the major
Well,
techniques?
the major civilization were the Titans, my kin. We were the first on this world. And then after us came the elves, and then slowly but surely other races emerged. Some coming from the stars above, and some made by the gods as their own projects, and some, like the humans, seemingly emerging from primordial flame.
Your flame.
The only race that can be said to be nearly as old as us were the dragons. There used to be a myriad of colors before they fought among themselves in the skies, which they had claimed for their own, and by the end of their own little war, they had destroyed every other member of their kind other than the silver and the reds. As I recall, humans used to worship them in their little mud huts. The red ones, anyways. It seems their relationship has become much closer now, and she'll just give a knowing look at Marlem.
Does she know Marlem's pure pure human?
Yeah, she knows, but
Okay.
she also knows that what all your kin
Almost.
get done underneath the covers. She
Oh,
she knows
yeah.
what's going on. She read Bodhi's memory.
Hmm.
And there are some facts of life that Bodhi, despite her best intentions, could not avoid learning.
Oh, speaking of humans, what about the giant ones?
Giant
Good question.
ones?
Yeah, they're apparently.
You mean?
Oh, the bodies.
Oh, you mean you didn't? You had a strange word for them. I'm sorry. My attentions weren't really focused on your kind at the time. You were Ariana's pets. But yes, there were two varieties of human. There were the more numerous, shorter kind, like yourselves, and then there were the ones that lived in the Great Mountains. They were, they averaged about 7, 8 feet tall.
Hmm.
Ah, wait, I remember. You called them Amazons, I think.
Ah. Hmm. Interesting.
As I remember, they were predominantly female, but I do think there were some males among your number.
I suppose they'd have to be.
You do not have them anymore.
None that I know of. You would obviously know more about that than we do.
I have been asleep until now, and the only knowledge I have was gleaned from Bodhi's mind.
Hmm. As far as I know, there isn't. What mountain?
Well, more like a mountain range.
Uh,
You guys came far from the west, your race.
Hmm.
You could try a check l'histoire.
You can if you want.
We're in Pathfinder, we can hit a button and force Stray to just tell us things if we roll good.
Yep.
It's great.
Hang on.
Let's see if I actually have knowledge history. Oh wait, I
my
do.
cat's. I think
Yeah,
my
yeah, I was
cat's
gonna
about to. My cat's about to fuck that squirrel up. Do it, cat. I
Fuck
believe in
it
you.
up.
Kick his ass. Because I'm sitting right next to. Oh no! Oh no! That's not how you do it, cat. You don't lazily bound after it. She
Oh.
didn't even sprint. She just kind of lazily bounced after it, and the squirrel just ran away.
You're
Did it even do
roots.
the cat ass wiggle and it still just turned into like the bouncy spring instead?
Yeah,
Oh, disappointment.
she was in the backyard is like has a bunch of dead in it, but there's patches of like really long grass because I'm sitting next we have like a bay window into the backyard, and she was sitting in the long grass looking at this squirrel and then just decided, all right, I'm gonna get it now very lazily. If I just act all casual, maybe it won't run. Okay, ran away.
You gotta swoosh on in to your hunt.
That cat is dumb. All right, sorry. Yeah, according to your legends, Marlem, your people came from across the ocean.
And from possibly a continent that no longer exists.
According to human legend, you were fleeing some great terror.
A great terror.
Maybe it's time we returned.
That was a good episode.
It was great, but also it's even better considering it's Marlem Sanders. He would totally come from the lost city of Atlanta. Well, I do declare.
Tuna is some kind of water chicken.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The chicken of the sea, you say.
Chicken of the sea.
Oh, wait. Look for bats. They're chicken of the caves.
It's true.
What about the elusive cave chicken? I thought that was the chicken of the caves.
Nah, they're actually more lizard than chicken, those ones, so you gotta watch out.
Okay.
Watch out.
But don't watch out too good, because they'll turn you to fucking stone.
Is that a problem for you guys?
Cockatrice.
Yes.
That must be the
Yes.
Bodhi's chicken.
Yeah, the cockatrice.
Yeah, the gargoyle chicken. Yeah.
Like, we can't be turned to stone. No, and I mean that's not how
Oh,
that
that's
works for us. So we're safe.
close enough.
And no, I
And
don't eat rocks like my daughters, and neither do I need to eat.
I mean, neither
oh,
most
but
of us. It's just the rocks are tasty.
And they change your pigment,
A
like your
little.
sister, who's mostly green and copperish.
Oh my god, I'm totally going to feed this gargoyle some of my rock snacks.
Of course, you have the rock brownies.
I have to give her some rock brownies.
Just
Still
like,
trying to figure out how to make a cake that you could slice.
Remember, it's
I still have
segmented cake dish.
a segmented cake. That's it. Yeah.
Oh my god, I get to fuck her brains out and she feeds me.
Yeah,
I love squids.
little sister is in on a winner. And this one's a milky squid, so watch out. You squeeze it too hard, it'll pop.
Oh no! Upon that discovery, your sister is ecstatic. This is the most amazing thing she's ever witnessed in her life.
This
Only thing that can
tentacly
make it
wiggly
better is if
thing
it's-
also makes breast milk.
The only thing that can make this better is if it's squeaked.
every
Which
every
she's
da-
probably doing.
Yes, I would imagine there
Oh,
are
God.
some measure of noises.
There are, yes.
How
It may
echoey is
not
that
be-
alcove?
Oh, it's far enough away.
Okay, just wanted to
Oh,
make
look,
sure
you
there
guys
wasn't
are-
some kind of like like
Unless
audio
you wanted to
chamber
do,
boner
like-
sounds.
Unless you want to do like a perception check and really strain your ears for it.
I don't need to know. They can enjoy themselves. I mean, I'm sure Mum can hear them. She's got particularly large ears, and that's just how sound works.
Nah, they're too far away.
Ah, okay.
I'm just
Fine.
saying, Volan's thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
They're too far away.
Yeah, Mama
That's
knows
fine.
though. Mama knows.
Yeah, Mom knows what's going on. It's great. She's having a good time. But yeah. So she'll tell you a little bit about the age before.
Does she
Most-
know anything about the forging techniques at that time?
I'm sorry, the one who was a forge is, well, my brother's long dead. I was an artist, not a smith.
The two skills can overlap.
I'm afraid what I know would be of little use to you and take centuries you do not have to impart.
She can carve the perfect sphere.
Is there any way I could learn from your...
You could if you had wanted to apprentice yourself for, well, decades.
I will consider that.
Marlon wants to go into the old stone business. Gosh, they're gonna be amazed when they see you guys.
Oh,
No, just mortals. People in general are going to be very surprised when the
Wait,
mountains
what?
walk once more.
Marlon's gonna what?
Mortals are
Oh,
going to be
okay,
surprised when the mountains
no.
move once more.
I came in for that part, but I thought you just mentioned my name in the sentence before.
Niet.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so warm in my room.
And
Everything is
Is
glued
it,
to
is it a
everything.
comfortable warm or is it a?
It hasn't been a
warm or
comfortable
hot?
warm since like. I say warm just because it's not the worst it could be, but it is still an uncomfortably high temperature.
I've been planting trees, bushes.
Supposedly outside it is about 12 degrees. That's a lie. Indoors
12
it's
degrees is a nice temperature.
Yeah, 12 degrees is what I like. I believe it's about 22 in my room.
That's not so bad. It could be that could be worse.
It could be worse, but it's not good for me. Not my favorite. Yeah. I feel like Thel would flirt with some gargoyles. See if anyone else is interested in getting their rocks off. Just looking for exotic limbs.
For those of you using Celsius, it is 34 degrees outside. It's not fun.
That's awful.
Yep, and that's actually cool for this part of California.
Every part of California is cool, bro.
You're not lying.
I think I'm at like 94 degrees, but it's also like
That's what I just said.
But it's also like 60% humidity.
Yeah, that's a great thing about here. There's no humidity. Anyways, sure. Roll me a Thel flirtation.
Sure. That seems like a thing that she'd do a good at. She'll
Let's
adjust her
see
cutie
how
cutie
many-
glasses.
Let's see how many of your sisters embarrass you.
Let's see here. She's very good at it.
Are we attempting to sell ourselves now to the stones?
So just like,
Not
I just
all
want a
of
party.
us.
I can
All
assure
right.
you that partying is very enjoyable.
All right. So, because it was a 38, I rolled 2d5 to see how many. So Thel is going to be carried off by 7 of your sisters. It's going to be great.
Oh my, that's a lot. Is Thel gonna be okay?
You hear her,
We'll
like,
find
you know
out.
when they get carried away, like crowd surfing style, her fists pump into the air and you hear her, woohoo! And a sigh from Birdie. I mean, she was a succubus, that one was to be expected.
All right. You're 2 party members down in this dungeon. What are you going to do?
Alright, who else needs to be put down a number before the monsters arrive?
I mean, there's one way to get Marlon out of this.
All right, guys. Hedra party buff for the next hour.
Birdie's just gonna relax, perched all naked and stuff. Up in the mum hair.
All right. Yeah, Himera will keep like a base mental connection to you and like be sending very mom vibes. You know, just very comforting. You know, it's okay. I know it's been 5,000 years and change, but I'm here now.
Yeah. Just soaks it all up.
You know, Himera's just possibly one of the chillest moms ever. She can clearly hear some of her children or
She's the most suburban mum.
younger family member
She's everyone's
Yeah.
suburbs mum.
just banging away in the corner, and she's just like, "Oh yes, I'm happy. Everyone else is happy." Like,
I actually have written down Himera ultimate chill mom because me and Scout talked about this a long time ago. Himera was the artist of all the gargoyles. Of all the titans, I mean.
chilled since I hung out with my aunt in Hawaii for a week. It was
What? You cut out massively there. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
Anyways.
haven't seen a parental figure this chill since I hung out with my aunt in Hawaii for a week.
Yeah.
That seems like it would have a
Himera,
chilling effect.
Yeah. Himera doesn't really mind.
Very chill.
Her daughters aren't doing anything that she hasn't seen very many times over the course of millennia. She's older than the God Emperor of mankind, all right?
Yeah, and
She doesn't
she's
care anymore.
probably created vast erotic sculptures as well, just to pass the time.
She literally did that to you guys. She actually added those so you could have fun. Some gargoyles don't have the fun bits.
Yep.
She was mounted over
All
there,
of
they were originally a giant set of tits. bits.
Yeah, all of Hemera's children have, if not anatomically correct, at least additional fun bits instead. It's like, you know what, I don't want to put one there, but this one can have a tail made of penises.
You know,
Nipples.
certainly fun things. Unlike the war gargoyle who was guarding the entrance.
Yeah. If anything, he just has he's Ken doll.
Yeah, pretty much.
No wonder he was pissy.
Yeah, you get cranky without your own crank.
But yeah, otherwise, your guys' time, if you guys don't want to do a bunch of talking with Amara, a lot of your time will be spent, idle chit chatter. She'll kind of wave her hands a little bit, and the area will become more comfortable for the squishy ones. So, like yeah, she doesn't exactly use, there aren't like chairs and stuff like that pop up, but like nice soft rugs and pillows to lean against. Gargoyles have no idea what fried chicken is.
Yet.
How about baked cockatrice?
Cockatrices didn't exist back then.
We don't need to eat. We just do it
That's
for the
not
heck
the
of it.
point. Exactly. Who wants to learn to cook? For the heck of it. Literally.
Hmm.
You get what I'm. If you have the ability to taste, why waste it?
I mean, food doesn't taste that great. Rocks are tasty though, big heavy minerals. Nom nom nom. Just be here all night. Just they fucking go at it.
But yeah, is there anything you guys would like to do or say when you're basically in the presence of a terrestrial god?
Would it be too much to ask to learn their language?
Do you wish to be? I am not sure that I could impart that knowledge to you from at this moment. While I could pass any knowledge that I have on to Bodhi, it's because I'm familiar with my children's minds. If I were to try to do it to you the same way, your head might literally explode.
He'd still consider the risk possibly worth it. Mortal, seriously. He was totally
Can
thinking it.
Can she do that to me, and maybe I have a less chance of head explode?
I don't think I could pass that power from Bodhi to you.
That is unfortunate.
If you
I'm
give
teaching
me
old
some
tongue
time,
lessons. God.
if you give me some time among your race, and I should be able to do it within a small amount of time. I do not hand out such gifts lightly to anyone that are not my children, but you are my precious Bodhi's friend, so if you come back to me in about a year, I should be able to do it.
Volan gives a thumbs up.
Oh, when Bodhi hears friend, she'll pause for a moment and reach into her bag and hold up the thing, a certain little call stone, and think, I shouldn't, but I should.
I want
We do have another friend.
Bodhi.
Yeah.
No,
Volan just starts cackling.
you really shouldn't.
No, you're right.
No, I
Do
grabbed a joke and
it.
everything.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
Sure, hold up. Maybe when we're ready.
Bodhi,
What?
I won't make any more rock jokes if you do it.
Ooh, that's very tempting. Mum, this is a stone that can make contact with essentially the High Arcanist of
Oh
the
God.
Wolfkinland.
Yes.
She is a really intense personality, though.
Oh,
Intent is
yeah.
a word for it.
I remember her from your memories. I
Yeah.
kind of, I didn't, scan over those in general, just like I, skipped over those ones with the succubus and the dragon, especially because you might have turned black.
Hmm. Small grunt.
By that I mean when gargoyles blush, they could just get a deeper shade of, gray.
Yep. I will shame you so hard you'll turn black? Oh no. That's not how that's supposed to go at all. Yeah.
So, do you call up High Arcanist Alana?
I feel like it might be worth doing just to get her introduced. There's no way that they aren't going to be aware that a number of gargoyles are just sort of waking up in places and
Appeared.
then flying their way down here. So giving them some kind of reason instead of having them all panic would be a good one. I mean, I would also like to inform like the main city and the Inquisitor and stuff, but my direct contact is Alana, and then she would be able to pass that stuff along. Oh boy.
I'm willing to trade for it.
Yeah. Buddy will essentially give her mum's like just a neck aside hug, and then will flap down to the ground. Pull out the crystal and start like setting it to maximum zoom outy range.
You're doing the right thing, Bodhi.
I know. Alright. And she
This is
will
gonna be
activate.
You're doing God's work.
Yeah, she will activate the crystal.
All right. And up pops Alana! A very half-dressed Alana, but Alana none the same. And upon seeing you, she cheers and flexes and goes, super! And then Superman flexes, best! And then does a handstand, friend! Hi, Bodhi!
Hi, Alana.
Oh, wow!
I can already
Why is
feel the regret.
Why is there a giant pair of just legs behind you?
1 second. And then Bodhi will walk around the crystal and just sort of tilt it slow. You know what? No, wait, 1 second. And then she will just fly into the air. And then get herself like a nice tall perch, essentially, so that she can look side on. Because she realized that looking up is just a gigantic Titan upskirt and is not going to solve the matter at all. Alright,
It's
there.
a very anatomically correct sculpture.
All right, so our Alana is gonna like windmill her arms and fall back on her butt. Oh, whoa! Wow! That is a huge person! Wow, she's so high! Hi! Who are you? Wait, let me guess. A very, very, very large gnome.
What?
This is Chimera, my mother, the last of the Titans.
There are Titans? Titans are still alive? Oh, wait, last Titan. Gotcha. Hi! And Homera is going to have the most amused look on her face. Oh, hi, little one. Wow, Bodhi! You didn't tell me that you knew about Titans.
That she's my mum. Of course I know about the Titans, but you know, kind of massive oath thing. Until she woke up, I wasn't supposed to say that kind of stuff at all, out loud at all, even a little bit.
Oh, I get you. Secrets.
Correct.
I'm great at keeping secrets. Like the time that the
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's fine.
king wanted me to make him really devotion. Anyways,
I knew it. I knew she'd still say it. Yeah.
all right. So I'm not talking to myself for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Alana
yeah.
and Hamera are going to have a very nice conversation with Alana, hammering her with a question, forgetting about the question, asking another question, and then forgetting about that question. It's very confusing, but your mom never misses a beat and very nicely returns all her questions. And then your mom gets to the issue of setting up a meeting between the movers and shakers.
Yep.
And so Alana's very excited about that and says that she's gonna run over to see her other super best friend that it might be a little mad at her from the time that when she accidentally bonked her on the side of the head with the flat of a blade, but that was okay. The Inquisitor, and then they'll get together with the King, and then ooh, we should tell the Red Queen about this. I like the Red Queen. She likes me. She once gave me one whole scritch.
One whole scritch.
Didn't know about that part. But yeah, the Red Queen as well would be a good idea.
Yeah, tell the queen I said hi.
Does she know you?
Yeah, she knows me.
Okay.
No, she doesn't.
The first time Marlon has ever been on the end of the insult, like, he fucking no. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, but there isn't really a queen though. I mean, there's the king, there's the woman who bore his children, and there is the king's boyfriend.
What?
The king
mean-
and then the other king.
And then the drag queen.
The king, the
The
consort.
king and the drag queen. Of course, of course. Even better if his clothing is like covered in just like dragony accoutrement.
Hang on, I think you guys haven't met him, but you know what? I'll drop it in Age of Metal. Here we go. Let me pull up his token. My organization is terrible.
I just have like, I hope that tokens are named how I expect them to be named, and then put in the words and just pray that anything that I can use turns up. There are too many tokens.
I need to like organize by like hair color or something.
I don't have enough. I mean, that would work, I guess, in a way. Like, I need to do a lot of organizing, but it's never fucking happening.
I know. I need to do it by race, then hair color, or something like that, because this is too many.
Also, yeah, Ron, you should
Alright,
totally flesh the stone to fried chicken.
Flesh the stone of fried
Yes.
chicken, amazing.
Yes. That's how I'm gonna get you guys to eat it.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way. It's like, finally, chicken that has a taste.
Okay, here we go. Whoop.
Where?
That's our
Strayfinder
king.
2, Age of Metal. No.
Oh.
That's his drag.
The king-
That's the quote unquote queen.
Yeah, the king
The
is
king's
a wolfkin.
boyfriend.
Yeah, the king is a wolfkin. Boyfriend is human.
Ah, yes, the king's libido cannot be held in one person.
But he, did have to have heirs, so.
Yeah. He did the
That's why
the
this-
deed.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, it is a fuck boy. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's why the friend of his, the Grand Duchess, bore his children, so that he eventually has successors. Anyways,
Mm.
so Alana's super excited. So they're going to be having, a big how do you do? There's going to be, a huge meeting and everything of the mover and shakers. And oh man, it's going to be so good. And oh man, super best friend Bodhi, you should totally come because there's totally going to be a ball afterwards, and you get to be her +1.
You know what? Bodhi will glance at me and then nod and agree. Okay, yeah, I'll come along.
All right. Well, I should go and tell everybody. No, not everybody.
Not everybody.
Secret, right? I need to go and tell super best friend Rutledge about this, and then the king, and then king's boyfriend, and then the Red Queen, and hope I get more scritches this time.
Yeah.
Tell the queen I said.
Shut up.
She doesn't know. Oh,
Marlo just shouts from the just says from the background as a token human. You don't know the Red Queen.
I wasn't talking about that queen.
oh, that Red Queen.
He likes
oh,
he
God,
likes
you
different.
wouldn't know that one.
He likes
Oh,
the queen.
that
He
one.
likes the queen. Air quotes dressed in red.
Yes.
Table of Reds is dancing again.
Anyways, I mean, was it any surprise that that's how the king was going to be? The king's boyfriend was going to be. Come on.
No,
All right. So, Marlem is doing a handstand. Arcana will give him a thumbs up, and then whoop. No more Lana.
Birdie will return Crystal to backpack. Take a slow, deep breath. Whew.
So your mom had been you can see that she had been trying to hold something in the entire time, and as soon as Lana winks out existence, she just busts up laughing. You have the most unique friends, Bodhi.
She means well.
Yeah, because we're super best friends.
Shut up.
I like her.
She is a sweetie. Just hard work, not my specialty.
Well, at least among your friends, you also have a super best friend, and she'll just give you a teasing wink.
She like sticks her head in the magic bag.
Your head's in the magic bag, and then you feel your mom pick you up again, and then put you back on her shoulder. There, it's okay.
Yes, I actually think that if this stuff is all going to happen, Bodhi would probably join them, and I might temporarily relegate Fel to MC position for the helping Maya with her family thing.
The big meeting thing will to get all of these emissaries together will take at least a couple weeks.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because you're getting people from all over the world, and with something of this magnitude, meeting a Titan, this is probably not just like local nobility. The Red Queen's probably coming. The Minotaur Queen's probably coming.
Fair enough.
Minotaur Queen.
Boyfriend is coming right now. I mean, what?
Bodhi is gonna have to order more dresses.
Would you like one of mine?
We'll go with someone who's been at it for a longer period of time, but I will totally make sure that she saves copies of the stuff she uses to make her thingy thing from. I don't know how it works. Drawings? I don't know, probably something like that. Probably drawings.
If you want me to keep make you address and keep copies of my work, I will certainly do so.
Bertie looks excited about that. I haven't worn something you made for 5,000 something years.
Well, it's time that we rectified that. I believe I've been asleep for far too long. About 200 years too long.
Yep. And then Bertie will just go back to being incredibly pleased. She is, it would turn out, a total mama's girl.
Yep. And yeah, your mom spends the rest of the night when not answering questions and stuff like that. Just not giving you pets, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Giving you cuddles.
Doting.
Yep. Doting mom. And so, Thel needs to make me a one of them perform checks. The second one, not just because you know how Leolai did Squid Dance to get attention, so she made a perform check to get attention as well. We got a 38, but now needs to make a like Kanatis did a preemptive. There we go. All right,
Just
so
a modest 29. That's when she rolls a 2. It's so silly.
So yeah, you guys are going to take a bunch of non-lethal damage. It's fine.
Yeah. I figure that if anyone would be immune to like a boner bludgeoning, it would be the succubus.
Yeah, they basically have advantage on that.
Every time it's just like she'll just like go from person to person like, what attachments would you like me to have now? I've got all of this going on here. I grew a penis. It's great. His tail is really long. It'll do stuff. Oh, okay, bye. And just moving on to the next person. So she's eventually vended out the other side of the group, like just coated. Best day ever.
I feel so strong now.
Gargoyle gangbang. Oh boy.
I mean, they're they're in like the same kind of alcove area, Lirelai. You could try to convince the one you're with to go around and throw you in the pile too. Dog pile.
Valerian does have a very long, squiggly tail. It might appeal to her squiggle fetish.
But if she just wants to rock the world with just the one, that's fine. And but here's the important question: if you do you flick on your gem connection to poor Jesse?
Yes.
I don't want to destroy the poor boy. I've already done so much to him.
Yeah.
I mean, Thel's going to be cheeky and just like fucking continually brain bomb Lirelai with her own encounter as well, just to fucking absolutely awash her in it all. And,
All right, so you're being brain bombed. What do you do?
Oh.
Help! It's
There
a
seems to be
festival of cocks.
There seems to be a party just down the hall. You've already gone several rounds. Would you like to know more?
All right, you know what? Fine.
That's what I like to
You know,
hear.
you talked me into it.
Steeple-fingered succubus. She's like
And
pauses mid-orgy and no
also
one else
gonna
knows
turn on
why.
the crystal, and I'm
Yes.
gonna place a phone call, a crystal call.
All right.
Ring, ring,
So, yeah. So what happens is that while you're in the middle of this pile, a wild Jesse appears in blue, of course, and he appears to be getting ready for bed and everything, putting on his slip, as you do, because
Adorable jammy
it-
jams and horn socks.
Horn songs.
because his sisters destroyed everything that wasn't adorable on him.
The horn socks are to make sure he doesn't accidentally gouge a pillow.
True, they probably do have like little horn socks, little horn warmers with ribbons on them.
Yeah, I dig it. But anyways, he sees what you're doing. He's just like, oh,
Jesse, look at oh.
yeah, I think all you can get out of your mouth is Jesse
Gurgle.
before. All right, so I have good news. He doesn't immediately faint.
Oh, good.
The other good news is that yeah, this is the most amazing thing he's ever seen, and so now this has become a spectator sport.
Good.
Pom poms. Where are them pom poms, Jesse?
Up his butt.
Yeah, true. Look, I'm a bunny rabbit.
A literal pom-pom butt plug.
It means in order to shake the pom poms, you gotta twerk. It makes sense.
Yes, literally, I've been practicing twerking for you.
You keep saying Learly.
Lirelai. Aye.
Literally, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what they're doing with their night. What are the rest of you doing with your night? As you guys are underground, so you don't really have a good sense of time. But it's it's nighttime. You can feel yourself starting to get tired.
I
It's-
guess.
Oh man, this orgy has been going on for so long, and there's so many gargoyles. I'm getting a little tired. There's just
You
so
s-
many dicks.
Yeah, you say that, but then you get booped on the snoot, and you have so much more energy now.
Oh,
Cheeky Thalarian smiles.
Larry, what?
Magical.
You're not gonna be done until the deed is done, over and over again. My little
Magical
love
cocaine.
pet. And she'll do like the little cheek pinches. And then return to the pile. With a splash, presumably by this point. Yes.
Been on guard duty for so long.
I have. They've got 5 millennia of just like stuff to get out
I
of
think I
them.
might need to. Let's see. Can I buff myself?
You need the one for Constitution.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself animal affinity constitution.
I need
Cool.
Stallion's cunt. And
All
boar
right. You know.
strength.
Actually, you know what? You know what?
Are you gonna make yourself big?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm gonna spend the power points to make it last for 10 minutes per level.
All right, they're all about giant squid now.
So now I am giant squid for an hour.
Awesome. Amazing.
Alright.
Amazing. There was a part of me that knew this happened. Sorry, there's a part of this. The Bodhi knew this was probably going to happen in the end, like as just a logical conclusion, success or otherwise. But she's too happy. So she doesn't do anything about it. She's
Don't
just
worry.
so pleased.
Don't worry, all your sisters aren't like that. Not all of your sisters are libertine artiste types.
Yeah.
So, there's a fair amount of them that are awake and will also fly and, perch on mom. And will, cuddle up to you because it's been forever since they've seen Big Sis.
Yep.
Are you the oldest? Because the first two, because so far, both of your sisters you've met have been younger than you.
Probably like top 5 of ages, and of the top 5 of ages, the only one who didn't go all artist. So she was the sensible sister.
Yeah, I actually put the source art of what the king's boyfriend looks like in the real herd, of course, in Prawn.
Yeah.
For those of you who was wondering where that came from,
I had a pretty good idea.
in case is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an in-case picture. I can figure that one out.
I recognize his style.
Yep.
There.
So, let's go along the bottom. Maya, what are you going to be doing this evening? Do you want to ask the Bodhi's mom anything? Who has now collected a good 24 or so gargoyles perched over?
Not really. I have no grand universal mysteries I'm trying to look into. I'm just gonna boot myself with magic so I don't have to sleep, and then sketch everything.
Cool.
And what everything?
Sketch.
Sketch.
Oh, sketch. Okay, I heard scooch, and I'm like, what?
Gonna scooch everything.
Oh, that's the butt shuffle then. If you're scooching everything, that's where you'd have like the legs up and you're using your hands to push yourself forward.
Corlia, are you? It's early enough that the party just got in full swing with Del and Learlai. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to join with your massive G's? What do you want to do?
I'll join in.
Okay, so you guys are talking, and then you see Corlia trot off, and then you hear a very, very large sigh from somewhere on Himera's right shoulder.
The sigh that makes the halls echo, and a gigglingly amused mother.
Oh yeah, Himera is
It's
incredibly
very Kif-like.
Yeah.
Himera's very amused by all this, but it doesn't really bother her. And Voland, do you spend like the time asking and comparing about different artists and smith things?
Yes, to the best of my ability, but continuing sketching
Um,
with the piece.
yeah. If you spend all of your time talking with her about this, and because she's such a skilled artist at the craft, I will give you 2d6s to use on your next craft that you can spend to bump it up.
That's pretty good.
Yep. As she, um, talks to you about technique and stuff like that, you have an idea for your next project. And you feel that your next project could possibly be, more improved.
Okay, I'd drop it in bit about talking to mum,
Yeah,
but
no.
first he just starts with mum, and I'm going, what happened? Just a statement occurred.
All right. And Marlum is BRB. Bodhi! Would you just like to spend the entire time, talking, hanging out with Mom?
Yeah, and also, regaling the many, many, many younger sisters who don't go off to join the turbo orgy pit with just stuff about the outside, making sure that everyone feels prepared for what's to come.
Yeah. Not all your sisters are as, libertine, pent-up art types.
Promiscuous.
Yep. Some are a lot more sedate. And some just, just like the one, and some just like each other.
Fair enough.
They like the company of gargoyles.
Very understandable.
And some, you're not the only one to have the, it's not, maybe a couple hundred of your sisters peeled off, but another quite a bit amount have your same opinion on, being with mortals. They just find it too sad to think that, oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun, then I'm gonna take a nap and she's gonna be a skeleton.
So you gotta have that one night stand. I like to think of it as like there are the people in life who just can't manage a one night stand. Like they don't, like their brains won't let them romantically enjoy one of those. And then to them it's like there's that, you have to have that mindset, but for like lifespan concepts as well.
Yeah. So while three of your party members are being passed around by like a couple hundred of your sisters, another couple hundred are just content to stay here.
Yep. Oh, Bodhi still has some stuff left over. She will pull out what she has remaining from Lirelai's brownie stash.
Excellent. Because I don't want to forget about it. Being this close to your mom makes you feel a lot stronger and rejuvenated. Please add 20 temporary hit points, and those will last on your character until they're taken away. And then give yourself like an extra smite.
Cool.
Just because you feel so damn happy.
Right.
Yep. You're
It
near
feels
your...
so good to smite my enemies.
Yeah, well, I'd give her another lay on hands or something like that, but whatever. She can choose one paladin power that has uses per day, and add one for...
Let's go with the classic channel positive energy. We'll give that two blasts instead of one.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, being this close to your creator, you feel a surge of, you feel much more vibrant and healthy.
Yeah, that's what we like.
Bob, are you still gone?
I'm back.
Okay,
Willkommen.
Bob. What would you like to do tonight?
Let me see.
Are you going to try to make Chimera fried chicken? You haven't heard of fried chicken?
Yes.
You have not lived.
Yes. Now, it's not a perfect recipe just yet, so don't.
A part of me expects you just to be like, but it's not perfect, I can't!
It is. It's so bad. It's just not. Well, we need to experiment. We need to get a baseline anyway. So this is a perfect example for a mirror.
Yeah. I remember
a
I
mere
remember the
try.
tale of the world's best cook who'd never served, and it was quite literally nothing they made they thought would ever be good enough, despite the fact that it would be the kind of stuff that would make kings weep and queens fall in love. But still, since he was always sure that he could do better, he would never serve.
Mm. But
Who
yeah,
is this?
I don't remember.
it's yeah. There's several that could be drawn from any form of artwork. See, what was it we were using? Was it profession?
Pretty sure
Or-
we were just using one of your highest profession or whatever for cooking.
I think it's spellcraft. Yeah, I think that's the.
Yeah, I think you were literally. I think your defense was you were literally making a magical chicken which will last throughout the ages.
Fuck.
Wow.
Oh man, you make the best fried chicken that you've made so far. There's still something missing with it, but as far this is perfectly browned, maybe not perfectly seasoned to your like, but it's all right.
Oh
It's
yeah,
because
yeah.
he lacks the path of spices.
I'm lacking that one. I think it's down to that last one thing.
I think you have like 3 left.
Is it 3? Was it 3 or was it 2?
It was 3 because you haven't found a new one since Red Fang Festival.
Oh, that's right.
You just know where to find the next one. Next one's in the
Mhm.
Trails, Timberland. Ooh.
Yeah. So it's not perfectly seasoned, but I do have the cooking method down pat at least this one time.
All right. Um. So, you're gonna give that up to Amara?
Yes.
All right. She'll just kind of look down at your offering and then shrug and like pinch it between like thumb and forefinger because it's just so small, and drop it in her mouth. And she'll just, hmm, yes, that is quite tasty, little one. I'm not. I'm afraid I don't have too much of a comparison because I tended not to eat too much, but it is quite delicious. Thank you very much. And you'll get a giant pat on the head.
Roll
No,
fortitude to get to next break.
she's gentle enough not to snap you in
I know.
half. All right, and so that is that night. And so, Bodhi doesn't really need to sleep, but she's gonna spend the entire night with her mom. Titans don't just, she's been asleep for long enough. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like every single gargoyle here is like, fuck sleeping. That seems like a terrible idea right about now.
Fuck sleeping, fuck these two.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
those 3 now.
3.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
And the fourth is watching.
Corlear has
The
come
image.
tromping in with her massive memories.
Yes. And Clydesdale-like feet.
Her and her G's. Yep. And so, yeah, that happens. And it is the next day. Lorelai, when you wake up, you notice that, you guys had basically been, banged unconscious. And so your, crystal was still up, and you see Jesse kind of, passed out, like half on his bed, half out, with just what appears to be a very viscous lake underneath him.
Goodness gracious me.
The very
He was
ungracefully
busy.
snoring Thel that's just like faces deep in Corlear's rear. Like just being muffled.
You wake up in the, your head's resting in the lap of the still naked biggest sister who's just stroking your squid hair.
Can I keep you?
Well, I admit leaving this place would be nice. I've been here for 5 millennia. Perhaps after Mother is done with all she needs to do, and the word was passed that she's going to be meeting with a lot of the higher ups, but the leaders of this new world. But perhaps afterwards, it would be a lot of fun to um, do this again, especially with your little blue friend over there. She gestures at the passed out Jesse.
Oh, he's
He
my
was-
boyfriend.
He watched you with very rapt attention.
He's a sweetie.
With a huge penis, and a cutie little face, cutie little booty.
With a dick that could kill a man. Split him straight in two.
RKO out of goddamn nowhere. Scar's my witness. He's been split in half.
He dresses adorably.
We did that.
Yeah.
Yep. They'll still sleep.
She'll take so much more coaxing to get up because she's well glazed and also, she is quite literally the crack of noon kind of person.
Yeah. And Cordelia will wake up feeling immensely satisfied, well drained in both above and below.
Yay.
And roll for cape. No, I'm kidding.
I'll roll for cape. I don't care.
I don't really keep track of that because I don't care.
I mean, Corey is a centaur. Surely it would take two fists held side by side and then up to the shoulders, just like you're trying to fucking push on oars or something to start causing damage.
Yeah, and and Thel's a succubus and Lear lies a squid. So
pretty much a gape safe team. Team gape safe.
Yep. That's your new name. All right.
Team.
Yep.
All right, and Maya didn't sleep last night. She spent the entire time drawing gargoyles cuddling with mom/auntie. And Voland and Marlum eventually passed out. Marlum muttered in his sleep about chickens.
You really do have to look into getting flesh to stone because that would be the logical next step. You cook the perfect chicken and then suddenly it's all mineral. Enjoy.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I wonder if
Voland,
you could create a cake to stone.
Cake to stone.
Voland dreams of a man sailing the cosmos in a great ship with a very large hat and feels a kinship to him, the likes of which he's never known.
Wishes he had an oiling slave.
I think I sensed one of my descendants.
Marcus the Secret Canid.
I think out of these two, Marlum actually is one of the ones who just plain enjoys sleeping and doesn't want that cast on him. Just like, nah, man, you have no idea. Some of my best ideas for things I can make out of chickens when I sleep. Bolts awake the next morning. Rather than a hot dog, I could make the buns fried chicken.
Chicken.
God.
I
no,
call it
that's
a
not-
double done.
Oh, the
Double
double
down.
down sandwich. Oh god.
Yeah.
Those were actually pretty good. I had one.
I've never yet had one because I care about myself way too much.
I had one.
And I'll kill myself with alcohol. I don't give a shit. But a double down just seems like way too much salt.
It wasn't salty at all. Really,
I don't know, man. The haunting eldritch tones I hear from that sandwich every time I see it leads me to believe that if I go down that dark road, I might not ever come back.
yeah, it is very dangerous.
It's
It
very
is not
American.
for lesser men. Yeah.
All I can
Scott.
think of is just a stupid Dan St. Germain joke about why people eat food. It's like, well, I eat kale to help with my cholesterol, and blueberries for antioxidants. I eat fried chicken wings so I don't feel sad. I eat burgers so I don't feel lonely, and I eat double down so I don't feel anything at all.
Oh,
The double down, the KFC equivalent of vodka.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I'd actually try vodka though, despite the fact that I know what it's going to taste like because I have actually had vodka and tequila, and so at one point I've accidentally had them mixed both because my
Ugh.
friends
Did you
thought-
drink it and then blink and then it was the next morning and you didn't know and you were in
You
someplace else?
drank it the next
What
morning,
the
you
heck?
blinked and it was Mexico.
Well, what my friends thought would be funny is I was sitting there and they were like, "All right, we're gonna get another drink. You want one?" I was like, "Yeah, man, make me one." And so rather than making me a cocktail, they said it was technically a cocktail. Was when they poured bourbon, tequila, and vodka and rum into the same drink and handed it back to me.
Is that the Four Horsemen?
Yeah, it's Forrest. I think so.
Yeah,
I've gotten destroyed by drinking before. I was, let's see here, 15 and staying after hours in a pub, and like they were already past like legal serving time, and also was serving minors. But we knew the people who owned the place, so it was just like, fuck it, whatever. Do your underage drinking, as long as we don't get in trouble. And we were like, sure, you'll never get in trouble, and indeed they didn't. But we just gave him at one point just like a fucking wad of notes and said, just use this money up on just making drinks. And he was like, that's like a lot of drinks, or a lot of drinks in one drink. Are you sure? And we go, yeah, go with a lot of drinks in one drink.
Terrible
I could taste the weirdest thing is no matter what went into it, it was the Malibu I could taste the most. And everyone else took like a mouthful of theirs and didn't like it. And I was already blasted, so I was like, it's not the worst, so I'll help finish your ones off. And so I did, and I was 15.
No.
I painted the, I woke up in the morning on a friend's floor, and I owed them for, like, some replacement tiles. And then and it took me an hour to do a 10-minute walk, because I had to just keep stopping to be ill. But it was going different colors, because you know how cocktails are in different weights and colors?
Yep.
I was tracking colors. Like, at one point, I actually had to stop, and my girlfriend's just stood next to me, like, I feel bad for you, but I'm also just kind of impressed. What color are you now? And I just go, ha! Blue!
I did a similar thing where this guy was trying to hit on, Tacit actually. I was drinking with Tacit. And so we were drinking in San Francisco, and the guy would always order a cocktail, take a sip, and didn't like it. So I'd just be like, well, you can't order a cocktail, not drink it. So I'll drink it. So I thought I had like 12 or 13. It turns out by the end of the night, I had nearly 30 cocktails.
Oh,
Good God.
Damn.
that's impressive.
Well, to be fair, it was over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours.
It's still a pretty good number. I think 15 would have me pretty blasted, but I'm also smaller than you.
We're the same height, dude.
What? You're 5'10"?
Dude, that means I'm an inch shorter than you.
Oh no, sorry. I'm literally hard to measure. Sometimes I am 5'9" and sometimes I am 5'10".
I have measured. I am 69 inches tall or 5'9".
I mean, 69 inches is a
I'm
great
5'9"
number.
and a quarter.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We're all short as fuck.
We're all average height.
I am also 69.
What? Keener, at least you've got to be tall though, right?
I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah, see? And,
I have 4 herniated discs in my
You're
back,
6'1"? Holy shit,
yeah,
Mers.
and Merzendi's like 6'1", 6'2".
Fucking hell.
So
I
she
feel
just
very
said-
short.
And I have a jacked up back, so I honestly don't know how technically tall I am.
All
You've
right,
done have to go on the
so
rack first.
This tangent has been great,
I
so
would
we're gonna
really
make it even greater by
appreciate
saying, everyone grab a drink because I am super thirsty from all the talking, so I need to grab something to drink.
Sure,
Yeah, I'm
I'll be
pretty
back
sure-
in a moment.
Pretty sure Corley is still thirsty.
Back in a second stream. I'll put something on in the background for you. Sure.
If we're talking about heights, I got scoliosis curve to the right side of my body, and I have 4 herniated discs in my back. So it's kind of hard to tell what my height is.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, we'll pop you on the rack. That'll be fine.
Please, for the love of Christ, considering the stretches they have me doing in therapy, that might actually be beneficial.
I did have a friend, my friend's dad, before he passed. Like, apparently, when him and his wife married, he was like over 6 foot. When I met him, I had to look down at him. Like he had pieces of his shin removed and femurs and like several herniated discs.
And I'm back.
Welcome back. Also, I hate to say this, but I'm not going to be able to stay up much later because I've got to get up very early for a doctor's appointment tomorrow.
No, that's totally cool. We can, call it in a little bit when we get something done that I want to. It's totally fine.
Sure.
I just wanted to finish that statement. The reason I could drink so much is because I had hydrated really well, and we were also because when you drink with me in San Francisco, you're drinking in Chinatown. When you're drinking in Chinatown, you're eating.
Understandable.
Oh man, you guys need to come here to soup dumplings, man. Ugh. Dumplings in Chinatown are amazing.
I'm sure
Anyways.
they are.
So, is everyone back from getting drinks?
Yep.
All right, cool.
I hear a popping sound. I'm not sure if that's fireworks from the local baseball field or gunshots.
I mean, it's a fair question if you live in a rural area. Like when I lived in a rural area, my neighbors had converted their backyard into a shooting range. So that was fun.
No, but I live not too far away from the, I guess you would say, the state baseball team's field. And at the end of every successful game, they set off fireworks. So I don't know if that's the baseball team or if that's gunshots.
Oh well. Anyways, so it is the next morning. Eventually, Lear like Jesse's not going to wake up in any expedient amount of time. He is like curled up on the bed. You can try to like yell and wake him up and like because it looks like he got halfway to his bed and then just kind of was like, I'm just going to lean my head back a little.
I'll let him sleep.
All right, so I'm assuming you're gonna flick off the
But I want everyone to
communication.
watch.
the community. You just parade it through. Oh, hey, Bodhi's mom, check out my boyfriend.
Oh, he's cute. He's covered in jizz.
All right, so I'm just going to boop. All right, and then everyone, all of you.
Can I get what that gargoyle's name is?
Sure. So, Scout, do you have naming conventions for your sisters, or do you want me to pick one?
No set naming convention. No. I feel like they don't have a convention on purpose, so it's just fucking anything, like whatever came to mind at the time.
Her name is Kalara. It probably means something very nice in Old Tongue.
It's called Squiggle Fetish in Old Tongue.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she flirted with the one of your sisters who has a massive tentacle fetish. So
yeah,
and is also massive herself.
Yep, a massive tentacle fetish, if some might say.
Yep. So Lear should probably eventually find art for her. I'll just use Angela from Gargoyles, actually. That'll be nice. So yeah, you get her name, and then you guys move back to the main room. So, Bodhi, do you wish to stay here longer, or do you, I saw from your memories that you seem to have urgent business over to, well, the Trails Timberland used to be, do you remember how the Trails Timberland used to be a desert?
Yeah.
It's strange how it changes over the course of 5 millennia.
Indeed, and so much more of it's all underwater as well. Hard to keep track of.
easily corrupted elves sank a bunch of beautiful cities. I'm glad that your people, and she'll say this while nodding to Lirelai, are at least having some use out of one of our cities. It's a shame to see such great architecture go to ruin.
There are still some lewd tapestries of us maintained in there. Very strange.
She'll giggle. I know. I made those.
I know. But yes, as much as I would love more than anything to stay and spend a while, I have other duties to attend to. More righteous hammer swinging to do. And of course I made a promise to them, which is very important to keep.
Yeah, I understand. But, to be selfish and to expedite your little adventure, I will open up the ancient doorways to you so that you may simply step into the foothills of the Trails Timberland.
No, that would be very appreciated, thank you. She'll give another squeezy hug. To, like, a neck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely the firework.
All the more selfish of me so that my darling daughter returns to me faster.
No. If her tail was of the wagging instead of the whipping variety, it would be wagging. But it is of the whipping variety, and that's not a that's not a good habit to get into.
All right. So, she will lean over and let's just move Maya's token. And the door in the very, very back over here will open up, and beyond is what appears to be it seems to shimmer and then show some sort of pathway going into what appears to be a misty woodland area. These are the pathways that the ancient Fae used to walk. It's a world in between worlds. If you focus on your destination, you should end up somewhere near one of the ferry's exits. The Shi were always very, well, they were fairies.
Hmm.
So if you find yourself too distracted, you may end up somewhere where you don't want to be.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll be back soon.
Lorelai, I need you to focus on this, not on Jesse.
Sorry.
It's just thinking so hard about a fuckboy we will just end up in his room. Hi there. I've heard a lot about your penis from Lorelei. How's it going?
You want some fuck?
You want
Yeah, I
some
got
fuck?
some-
I got some blue. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Buddy will make sure that everyone gets a hug, even the sisters. They're a little bit sticky at the moment.
They all cleaned off.
Okay, yeah. Everyone gets a big old hug.
Yep, chain hugs for everyone. Yeah, your tallest youngest sister will just lean down and pick you up and give you a big hug. Just whisper, "I really like the squiggly one."
I know you do. She'll pat on the head.
Just put her back down.
Yep. And she'll, armor herself back up again, get the plate on, get the cloak in place, brush herself off, and look all glowy and paladin-y for a moment. Alright, I'm ready to go. You guys?
Mm-hmm.
I just need to grab my horses. And yeah.
Of course. Go out and grab them quickly. And, thanks you guys for coming along for all this. It's very appreciated still.
It was a fun little trip.
Glad you liked it. And in a way, I think it actually is quicker than if we went straight there anyway. Convenient.
And yeah,
Definitely shaving some time.
I think so. It will depend how long these fate paths take.
Yeah, Bodhi will flap out to go fetch the horses, and also pause so that the door guard guy can also get a hug.
Alright, your cousin will hug you back.
Sweet. And we'll walk the horses back in. Portal time.
All right. So, there is a chorus of several hundred buys, and Hemera will, give you a pat and tell you to visit far more often.
I intend to.
And we'll just go over to the world map as you guys step into it. And what would be a journey of at least a week to get across all this, you're going to Vomch into Vomch into the foothills of the Trails Timberland as
Come
you
on.
walk the Fey paths. And we can leave any complications that may arise on the Fey paths for next time if you guys want, because it may take up to another hour, and I'm not sure how long Scout has left.
Yep, I gotta do some sleep because I gotta wake up at, like, English times in order to go to the appointment, which to me is nearly impossible.
Okay, so we'll leave any complications for wandering the fairy paths until next time.
I just have one simple question. You can answer this with a yes or no. Any of these issues that we come across on the Fey Paths, can I solve by waving my dick at it?
Bodhi maybe.
Dick?
What her mama gave her.
She's got a
I'll
sweet
just-
booty and a big old tail.
Yeah, out of all of your party, the one out of the D100 of complications of wandering the ancient fairy paths or the King's Roads, Cindy, are, one of them can be solved by Bodhi wiggling her booty.
Huh. I'll be damned.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you, everyone, for playing. I hope you had fun.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for running as usual.
It was a nice day.
Is there anything anyone would like to bring up before we draw the session to a close?
I overall thought the session was cute.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
I enjoyed looking for chickens that I knew didn't exist.
I was
Marlo,
It's
you
about the
know,
journey, not the destination.
I was so tempted to give you a chicken, but then I realized that this is possibly the greatest artist who's ever lived, and she wouldn't really waste her time on chickens.
they would be the perfect chicken, just made out of stone.
Well,
That-
maybe she might.
She never brought it to
petrify
life. It's just a chicken, like half finished, just like, nah, I got better things to do, and then stopped. Just and I weep at what could have been.
Let's see how long it would have taken you guys, because I've actually finally decided on how long it takes overland travel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, about a week. About a week to make it. Otherwise, but now you're walking the totally not King's Road, the fairy paths.
Yeah, we're walking the Eldar. What is it? The
Web
Eldar
Way.
Webway. Yeah, where it feels like, oh, we walked for 5 minutes. It's been 300 years.
Yep. So anyway, that's it for me.
Alright, and if you're watching in the stream or you're watching in the VOD, I hope you have yourselves a lovely motherfucking good time, and do take care.
Bye,
Like and subscribe.
stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye.
Chum.
Cool, and